Of our new subscribers. Thank you guys who've joined our online community and wholesaling how-tos with the Jacksons and following us on IG and all that good stuff. Just wanted to do a quick video update about JVs. So you guys know I always talk about in the past we were not about that JV life. Well, we've been doing quite a few of them lately, and I just want to kind of talk to you about our experiences with it. Actually, I just want to simplify something. JV is very simple. Two sides. One side brings the seller, one side brings the buyer. That's it. So if you're on the side that's bringing the seller, and let's say there's two of y'all who are working on bringing the seller, it does not get split. And let's say there's one person who's bringing the buyer, so there's three people involved, right? That doesn't mean 33% for you, 33% for your partner, and then 33% for whoever brings the buyer. Nope. You know why? Because there's still only two sides. One side who brings the seller, one side who brings the buyer. So if you want to add people to your side of who's bringing the seller, great. You still have your 50%. You guys can work it out. How are you going to work your 50% of the deal? Because there's only two sides. If there's 20 people on your end, we're not breaking up the deal. 10% for you, 10% for you, 10% for you. Nope. Guess what? Because it's still only two sides. A seller side and a buyer side. Seller gets 50. Seller side gets 50%, buyer side gets 50%. That's it. I just had to bring that up because we just had a, why are you making that face at me, hubby? You want to add something?
I mean, you're absolutely right. That's exactly what everyone needs to know. It's 50-50, no matter how many people are involved. So the most important thing is getting the deal done. So if you're going to bring your part and your portion, then bring it. If they're going to bring more than, 2, 3, 4 people, then they have to still understand there's a formula to it. And when we follow the formula, it works. So don't deviate from it.
That's right. Very simple. Two sides. One who brings the seller, the other who brings the buyer. That is very important to understand. Now, there are some other ways to break it up. I've told you guys in a previous video that there's been instances where we'll say we're keeping all the profits and you can just put your fee on top of it. Either way, still only two sides, right? Who's going to bring the seller? Who's going to bring the buyer? So if you're new, don't let people shade you and try to trick you into, well, me and my partner, and then you, so we really got to break this deal up 3 different ways. Nope. You tell them, nope, two sides. One who brings the seller, one who brings the what? The buyer. That's it. It's so funny. My husband and I think we're very humble people. So we began to wholesale. Oh, thank you. He's bringing me some water. Sorry, guys. I've been sick. I've been in and out of urgent care. I'm 33 weeks pregnant. And my voice is very, very raspy at this point from coughing. Sorry. So you guys know we've branched into virtual wholesaling. And so when we wholesale here in Houston locally, it's pretty easy because we're pretty popular here by now. We kind of work in the same circle, so people know us. But now that we've branched out to work nationally, well, it's kind of like starting all over again every time we go into a new market. And so we don't start off with, hey, why don't you kind of check out my YouTube videos and kind of like learn who I am, or hey, we've done X amount of deals, we're also buyers. That's just not, I don't know why, it's just not who we are. And so a lot of times, especially because we look young, I get it. So people think it's like our first deal and they can just get over and tell us any old thing. We had somebody try to tell us that they should get 33% of our deal because they introduced us to someone who wanted to sell a contract that we had a buyer for. So I'm like, let me get this straight. You're not going to do any of the work finding the seller. No. Okay. And you're not doing any of the work finding the buyer. Mm-mm. So your only role in this is literally giving my phone number to someone who has a deal. Yeah. And you want 33% for that. Yeah. So you get 33% for just giving my phone number to somebody who has a seller so that I could find a buyer. Meanwhile, the person who had to find the seller had to spend countless amount of dollars marketing to find a seller, following up with the sellers, filtering through the sellers, putting the contracts together, notarizing the contracts, opening up title, recording memorandums, building that rapport and that relationship with the sellers. All of that they have to do, all that entails. And then me as the person who found the buyer, I have to market to my buyers, spend a lot of money marketing, creating brochures, going to the property, taking pictures of the property, getting the assignment contract up to date, making sure we filter through our buyers, make sure we have serious buyers, following up with the buyers, possibly taking them to lunch, whatever it takes, that we do to secure these buyers. We do all of that. We spend countless hours, sometimes even weeks, doing all that, thousands of dollars. And we walk away with the same 33% that you get for giving my number to him. Okay, so if you are new, like we're new, and we always tell people we're still new to this, we're not experts or anything, but we're not that dang on new. So no, somebody does not get 33% for introducing you. We did agree to pay this person a flat fee for putting us together. Okay. And then, don't fall for the whole, well, I got a partner who has a partner, so we feel like we should all, split it up and everyone gets an equal percentage. Nope, because there's only two sides to a JV contract. What are the sides, friends? Seller side and a buyer side. That's it. If they want to add 20 million partners, great. Add it to your seller side, and y'all can figure out how you want to do that 50% with your seller side, however you want to figure it out. Know your worth, guys. Know your worth. Yes, it's great when people already have this seller. That saves you that side of the work. I have another video that talks about the two different sides, how to secure the seller, what do you do with them, and then how to secure the buyer and what your process looks like with them. But you can have every seller in the world you want. If you don't have anybody buying it, it's just a dead duck sitting in the water. It does nothing for you. And the same thing, you can have a bunch of buyers, but if you don't have any deals to send them, then you have nothing. So it is an equal partnership. Now, each deal can look differently, depending on what you think looks fair to you. But when you have you have a wholesaler like my husband and I, we already have our buyers list. Actually, we wouldn't even have reached out to this guy about the deal that he had if we didn't already have a buyer interested in it, because we're busy. We have other things. We have our own rehabs that we're working on. Of course, we're constantly wholesaling. So I wouldn't even waste my time. I don't want to just have my name on a bunch of JVs. That does nothing for me. But we already had two buyers who have reached out to us who were interested in this property, which is why we wanted to go ahead and get something in paper and something in writing before we started showing it and getting invested in a property that we didn't have any interest in, because nothing was in writing at that point. And so it just blew me when they did the whole 33, 33, 33, and then the person who introduced us wanted 33. And I'm just like, what? Okay. So we still haven't quite run down our resumes to them, because I like to see how people treat you when they don't know who you are. When people don't know your experience level, or they don't know, what you know or who you know, I love to see how people treat you then. And then it's always fun to watch how they treat you differently when they figure out what you know or who you know or what your experiences are or what you can bring to the table as far as resources go. That really helps you filter out who's real and who you want to keep around on your team and who is just opportunity chasing and looking to ride coattails. We try to treat everybody the same. Even when I was a school principal, seriously, and I mean this, me and the janitor, we would play do the numbers together for lottery. We would have a great old time. And then the superintendent might come in and me and her talk about, purses or whatever. Like I really believe in relationships, and I hate when people get into title chasing and, well, this is so-and-so and so-and-so. And you, no, I cannot stand that. Be you and be true. Treat everybody the same way. So don't try to come to me and bring me some BS whack contract because you think I don't know what I'm doing. Treat everybody fairly. There's a lot of karma in this industry, and you just want to have good things coming to you. You need to put good things out. So that's it. JV with me, you know I'm going to treat you right. I already told you, but I believe in 50-50. I'm going to give you your 50%. Or if it's already tight, I'll tell you that, and then I'll help you work the numbers of how you can get something out of the deal if you still choose to. But work with us on JV. We're going to be fair. We won't try to 33% you, or we got 20 million partners who all need a percentage. That is just silly. Anyway, as usual, please comment below. Like, subscribe. Please follow us on Instagram, Jackson_innovates. Facebook, Jackson Innovates 1. You can also join our Facebook group, Wholesaling How-Tos with the Jacksons, Wholesaling How-Tos with Jackson Innovates. We love comments, and as you look at my other videos, I always respond to comments. Have a fantastic day, guys. Can you believe I beat the 15-minute mark? Usually YouTube has to kick me off, and it didn't get a chance to this time. So, JV, two sides. Very simple. Seller side, buyer side. You guys take care of each other. I'm going to try to take care of me. Have a great evening.